Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Beef Brisket, and we're back for episode 2 of the One Painful Year Challenge. So, when we left off, we were planning on exploring the two houses down and to the left of us. We're looking for a can opener, some weapons. I think we still have yet to get a saw, so that's probably what we're going to be doing today. It's still really dark outside, so I don't know how far I want to venture just yet. I know that one of the rules to this is you can't just pass time to pass time. So let's take a look outside and see what it looks like. You know, maybe we'll be okay. We'll at least kill a few zombies. So today is probably going to be kind of a chill episode. I think just exploring that area. If we get any more clues about where we are, that'd be cool. But I'm mostly just trying to get settled to begin with. Since we only stayed one night in that starter house, we can stay in there one more night before it officially becomes a hideout. So I might stay there tonight, depending on what the other houses look like that we visit. Oh, what's that in her leg? Is that just a bread knife? It looks like it probably is. Yeah, just a bread knife. Sometimes the machetes look kind of similar to that. And the bread knives look very large when they're sticking out of zombies. Oh, one thing, when I was watching back my first episode, I wanted to mention that is kind of a odd thing I haven't seen a lot of other people who play this game do, is if I just want to throw something away, I'll put it on a zombie corpse. And the reason I do that is because after a certain amount of time, the zombie corpses despawn, and in one of my other playthroughs, I would just throw things on the ground, out and about, outside of my base, and after a while, my frame rate started chugging along when it had just hundreds of broken spears, hundreds of knives and stuff like that just sitting on the ground. So now I just sort of put items on the corpses to keep the frame rate from tanking completely. Alright, so I see we're getting a little bit thirsty. That's another thing I really need is a water bottle. I wonder, can you... No. I was going to find out if you can make spears, if you can cut them with a bread knife, but it doesn't look like that's possible. It makes sense. A bread knife's probably not going to be sharp enough to cut a plank into a spear. So in the meantime, what are we going to do for a backup weapon? I guess we could use that. Let's just attach this. I don't want to use the hammer, but if push comes to shove, we'll have a backup weapon for if this one breaks. Is that a police officer? Oh, great. It looks like he has... Does he have a vest? If he has a bulletproof vest, that'd be great. Looks like he has some sort of helmet, too. Maybe not. Maybe that's just his hair. Let's see. Does he have a helmet? Guess not. Let's wear this instead of our leather jacket because I think our leather jacket was in... Yeah, it's completely broken. Perfect. Lumberjack shirt. Let's see, what do we have that's comparable to that? We have a lumberjack shirt. Looks like this one's in better condition, so let's wear it. I'm going to try and do that there before we get bitten by a zombie. I'm just going to push this one to preserve my plank for the time being. Let's see. What would this... That would replace the lumberjack shirt. Don't want to do that. How many rip sheets do I have? I'll look after I kill this zombie. Yeah, it's really getting foggy now. That zombie really did not want to go down. It's gonna rip a little bit more clothing. I don't know how much I have. Okay, that's perfect. Now I got a bunch of ripped sheets. In case I get injured. Trying to avoid that, but of course no one plans on getting injured. Let's just walk straight over to here. This might not be the most cautious plan. But I think we'll be okay. So one thing I think is kind of interesting about the combat is how different it feels when you're attacking from different directions. Like, one of my favorites is to either go straight sideways or at an angle. It feels awkward to me fighting if you're going straight up or straight down. Now we got to use our hammer a little bit. There we go. Starting to get them down. Starting to get them killed. I guess killed is probably the wrong term since they're zombies. Let's check on the status of our hammer. It's still doing pretty good. The planks get destroyed really quick. The spears get destroyed really quick. Any of those things that you can use that are kind of renewable like that have pretty low endurance. Looks like the hammer lasts for a while. I know crowbars last forever, it feels like. Although crowbars take a long time to kill zombies with, especially when they're in groups. They're probably more powerful if you really take your time to upgrade your long blunt skill, but I've always just sort of enjoyed spears or axes better than that. We got a lot of zombies coming at us. We'll see how this goes for us. Again, if respawns was on, I probably wouldn't spend so much time just killing all these zombies. I would probably maybe move them around and try and lose them a little bit. But since respawns are off, you can just kind of take your time and pick off zombies, at least in my opinion, because there's that real sense of progression that you're not going to see them again. I know that there's I think that there's like a peak day aspect to it, but also the 6 months later settings, I don't know how that affects it. Maybe peak day has already been reached. I don't know. Someone who's more knowledgeable about that can tell me in the comments. I'm gonna start going back the other way. I don't want to go in that direction forever. Where are we at? I'm gonna look at my noodles a little bit. I'm really thirsty. I'm really hungry. We're in pain because of our exercise yesterday, which is just gonna get pretty bad. What else do we have? We're scared. Makes sense, there's a lot of zombies. I saw this tree rustling, so I wonder if someone's gonna come up on my character's right. I think that probably my fatigue from exercise is the reason this is taking so incredibly long. But we'll get through it. And I know when I'm fighting, there's kind of a lot of moments that if you're watching, you might be like, oh my god, that was a close call. And I seem incredibly calm about it. The reason for that is, I've played this game a lot, and especially in the very beginning, when I first started playing this game, I spent a lot of time, probably 10 to 15 hours, just figuring out how to fight the zombies and figuring out, like, what I can get away with. I died a bunch to sort of figure out really those limits and those edges of what you can get away with and what you can't. So now coming up at right about 200 hours playing the game, which is crazy. I didn't think I was going to spend that much time playing this video game. Now I feel pretty comfortable with fighting the zombies, and just as I say that, I'm going to get bit and it's going to be over, and it's going to be death one for this challenge. But that's one of the cool things about this challenge, is it's not just completely over when if and when this one character dies. It's about going to the next character, and then the next character, and then the next character, until I make it through the year. Hopefully we can make it through the year with just this one character, but that might be unrealistic. Let's see. Oh, that's great. Let's see. All right. Okay. Oh, that's not good. That one almost got me. And we have more friends coming. Let's go over to this window and open it up. I don't know if I discussed this last episode. I don't think I did. But there's a really cool thing you can do if you're by a window like that, where you can just stomp on the zombies and you don't have to worry about them doing the tripping thing to you. The reason for that is if you're close enough to the windows, they spill in and they try and reach out in any direction that you are. But if you're right up against the window, they can't spill out. All right, so this is too much. Let's get out of here. All right, I fell down. Let's walk on out. I injured myself. Let's see, what do we have? Scratched. That's not too bad. And the zombification is turned on to instant. So I scratched from falling down, and there's no chance that I'll get zombified, because if I would have gotten zombified, well, number one, it would have had to happen from the zombies. Number two, I would have been zombified instantly. So I think I'm gonna go back to the starter house. That was not great. Definitely one of the things one of my greatest downfalls in this game is I do have a tendency to get overconfident with my abilities. And I think that, like, dealing with them being able to open up the doors and open up the windows just gives it a really different flavor, because you don't get nearly as much safety when you're in a house, and if you close those things, you're pretty safe because they'll bang up against it. But here they can just come spilling in. Let's see, am I still being followed? So this is kind of rough. I still want to get into there and see if I can find at least a can opener. Because if I can't get a can opener, I'm not eating any food. And we need to eat some food. Already, let's rest so that we can get some of our stamina back. I don't know if it's true. I believe it's true because I heard it from, I believe, Cromulent Archer, that if you sit down while resting, you rest faster. You regain your stamina faster. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Exercise fatigue. Let's remove that bandage and put on another one. My grand plan of never getting injured is already over on episode number 2. But isn't that how it goes? I'll take it a little bit more cautious this time. And we have the reduced healing from the extra hungry. There we go. That's good to see that the pain is subsiding. It does seem a little odd to me that we're limping from a scratch on our leg. I mean, I'm not trying to judge my character, but it seems like if I got scratched on my leg, I could probably walk okay. Maybe it's a really deep scratch. Again, whenever possible, I'm gonna try and stomp these zombies out instead of using my weapon to preserve the weapon as much as possible. Oh, this is good. This will help out with our warmth and our protection. We look a little silly, but that's okay. I'm coming out here, and because I'm on YouTube, I'm acting like I'm some authority on the game. Like, oh, I know how to fight. I know how to do this, and then within 5 minutes, I get knocked down, almost taken out. That is this game. It'll knock you down to size pretty quick. I see one's coming up from below. Get some cigarettes, why not? And I'm going to wear the digital metallic watch. There's literally no reason I wear that other than I like the way the little picture of it looks here. That's the reason why I wear that one. Is the fog starting to actually lift? That would be great. And again, you can see how difficult it is to play with a character that has such low fitness to start out with, as we're already a little bit exerted. Moderate exertion already. Just for fun, let's change out this bandage. That's not the fun part. The fun part is after this, I'm gonna check out how many zombies we've killed so far in our day and a half. 78, that's not bad. We're still alive, and they're all laying on the ground. The expert level way of playing is moving the zombies and controlling where they are. More so than just bludgeoning your way through. In fact, I'll try and show a miniature version of that just to try and get into this house, at least for a little bit. See, I'm gonna go around in circles and get these zombies all to come with me. Wow, there's a lot of zombies. This isn't nearly as big of a group as I would like to have, but we're gonna move these guys first. I'm doing that little bit of walking back and forth to try and get them close up to my character. And now what I'm going to do, essentially, is I'm just going to run up. And then eventually, when I feel like it, I'm going to sneak run off to the right or left, it really doesn't matter, and just go back to the road. And we'll see how that goes for us. Let's try it right now. And if at all possible, I'm going to dip behind a few trees to try and see if I can't break some lines of sight. The zombies in this game, even if you have conspicuous and all these other negative traits, they lose their interest in you relatively quickly. I watched a video once on how their navigation and how their following you works, and the game basically, once a zombie locks onto you, they track you. There's some things that can interrupt it, like fences can interrupt it, where if they path to go over a fence, you can basically go anywhere you want, and they'll still take that path over the fence and then recalibrate where they're going. And also another thing that I've seen is that, here, I'm going to move all these zombies too. Another thing I've seen is that if you duck around the back of a house, then they look through the house for, I think, 3 to 4 seconds. They can see through objects. They can just see where you are. And I think when I saw that video, a lot of people were like, oh, that's cheap. That doesn't make any sense. I think it does make some sense because the zombies maybe they can smell you a little bit. Maybe they can just sort of predict that if you're, behind a house, you're probably continuing on the path that you were in a very basic kind of cognitive way. So I don't think it's that cheap that they do that, and it makes it more interesting. So what I'm getting at is that if you have zombies following you and you go behind a house, go around the corner and then sit there for a couple seconds and then move on. And when you do that, they'll think that that time that they're looking through the object will be used up, and you should be able to get away. So here we go. I'm going to do this again. Hit C, and I'm just going to run up. This is a pretty close situation. I don't know how many of these guys we're actually going to lose doing this, but it's worth a try. You know, I need to rest. I need to get food. I need to do all these things. So I can't spend all day just smashing zombie faces in. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill this one zombie. And then we're going to try and see if we can't get a can opener. I have to say I am happy with this start so far because it has been tough. It's been very challenging. Griddle pan, that's a decent weapon. Saucepan, I'm going to take that because I have the room for it. Sugar. Oh, gotta get out of here. I should be doing a better job of clearing out this house and seeing... Yeah, we gotta get out of here again. This is rough. But we do have sugar. That's food. That'll keep us alive at least through the night. In fact, let's see if I can just straight up eat that right now. Did I grab the sugar? I didn't have time to. I probably interrupted that. Okay. Oh my god. Well, that's it for character number 1. 1 day and 7 hours. Alright, let's hop right into our next character. Wow. I thought we were going to do better than that. Okay. I guess I'll catch you next time with a brand new character.